Hello, mighty adventurer. Welcome at today's video where we're gonna be talking about card abilities. And also, I will mention couple extra mechanics after we're gonna be done with all the abilities. I hope you will enjoy and learn something from today. Oh, and before we will start, if you will enjoy the video or if it's gonna help you, please, adventurer, consider subscribing or like the video or even leave some comment in case you would like to know something else or just give in any feedback. Thank you, and now let's go. Activate. After placing a card on the board, during the battle phase, you can click on the card which activates the effect. Some of them will happen automatically, as in this case. Others you will need to target on your desired card. As example with Foundry card, where after activation you go and select your friendly artifact to be destroyed. Deploy ability. Deploy triggers its effect right in the moment of you placing the card on the table. These two abilities we just talked about can also be combined on the card. As we can see here on Training Grounds, we see Deploy and Activate. This means that the effect triggers every single time when you put the card on the table, and then every single time you activate a card in each turn until the card is destroyed. Cleave ability. When cards with Cleave attacks, they deal damage to the target and the same damage to adjacent entities as well. Death ability. Death triggers the set effect when the card is destroyed. In this case, it's done. Dispel ability. Dispel remove all card text, so all abilities and their effects and enchantments of the target. That means if the card got any extra attack or health, it's removed together with its abilities. Flanking ability. Flanking is triggered when attacking an enemy entity positioned on the leftmost or rightmost slot. And the effect of flanking is always stated on the card. Fly ability. Fly creature cannot be attacked by characters without fly or ranged. Holy Shield ability. Holy Shield on a card absorbs the next instance of a damage, regardless how much the damage is. Immune to Retaliation ability. When this character attacks, the target cannot retaliate, which just in case means that the card is not getting any damage back after the hit the target. Lifeleech ability. Lifeleech restore health equal to the damage inflicted. Keep in mind, Lifeleech restore health when your card retaliate, unless state otherwise, like in case of Vampirism, which is level 4 skill of Anastasia, the Necropolis hero. Protector ability. Whenever you have Protector on the table, opponent characters must attack them first. These cards are ultimately your tanks. Ranged ability. Ranged cards can attack without suffering from retaliation and can also attack characters with fly. Shelve ability. Whenever you shelve a card, you set aside a card from your deck, which you get into your hand next turn. And shelve ability can be also more specific, such as shelve one artifact with weapon supplies, or shelve a construct with makeshift golem, as examples. Spellpower ability. Spellpower increases the damage dealt and healing done by spells you cast. Unfortunately, in case of additional spell power, we don't see the final amount you either damage your opponent or heal yourself, which means we need to remember any extra spell power we have in effect. Strike ability. Strike trigger when you attack with your card, and always have a specified effect that your attack does. In this case, it's Dispel the target. Stun ability. Stunned characters can't attack, retaliate, or be activated until end of the round. And that, dear adventure, was the card abilities. But before we will begin, I want to talk a bit more about some additional mechanics that the card's telling us, just in case if they would be confusing for you. The first mechanic I want to talk about is extra gold production. There are cards that improving gold production. One of these is, for example, Tithe Collector, and on this card we can see that not only you getting +3 gold while the card is in your hand, but also after placing it on the board, it will be giving you +1 gold every start of the turn. But keep in mind that the +3 gold it's only before you put it on the board. After, you getting +1 gold while it is still on the board. Draw cards mechanic. At the time of making this video, there are only 2 cards in existence by my knowledge who can draw cards. One of them are Boots of the Explorer, and the second card is Second Chance. Placed Boots of Explorer draws 2 cards every single time after your gold production. Second Chance draw the top card of your graveyard. Keep in mind, any drawed cards do not provide you the gold stated on them that turn. Healing. Healing is split into 2 terms in this game. One of the terms is Restore and another is Give. Restore, restoring your health only to your starting health and never go over it, where Gives adds you extra health above your starting health and potentially attack as well. Another mechanic is extra cards. Extra cards can be added to your hand on your board in a form of Summon or Shelve. If you have Summon on a card, it means it will summon a specific type of a card as an extra card, not card from your deck, as opposed to Shelve, where if you shelve a card, you always shelve a card from your deck. Now let's talk about dealing damage. When a card dealing damage, it's stating one of 3 things. It will tell you deal damage to entity, character, or creatures. Entity means hero, creature, or building. Character means hero or creature, and creatures allowing us to damage only creatures. Targeting. If you will be able to select a card to receive your desired effect, then the card will tell you to target unit, as example to target vampire. If the effect will be randomly selected, then the card will stay to random entity or character or creature. And last mechanic I want to talk about today is effect that happening each combat turn. As example, there are cards that get +1 attack after each combat turn. In this case, I'm just gonna show you an example. We deploying the elemental, getting +1/+1 from hero. After enemy attack, we getting plus another 1. And after we end another turn we're getting another +1, which is followed by deduction back to original amount because we're getting to next round. And that was my dear adventure, everything we had for today. I hope it will improve your journey and make your battles more epic than ever. Have amazing times and see you next time.